I told him, I was like, hey, like I've never been out to Omaha before. Like I thought we were in Nebraska. I didn't even know we were in Oklahoma. And he was just like, oh no, like we're actually Tulsa, like Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I will never forget. I'm on the phone and I'm just sitting there like, I screwed up. I'm not gonna get recruited anymore. I just lost this chance. This coach thinks like I'm an idiot, and I'm just like, nah, I'm never going here. And then I somehow ended up here, like did the visit. It was great. Like met all the coaches, and I was just like, I think I could kind of play here, and took a chance on it. Kind of went farther away from home, and then ended up here.
One of the good things long term in terms of ORU recruiting in Hawaii is they're having a lot of success with the people that came so far.
This opportunity that we have of being from Hawaii, being able to represent like our home being here is just, we want to give players back home, an opportunity to see like, hey, like, this is something different. You're going to have to face it. It's a different experience. You're in a different place with different culture, people surrounded. But this is honestly something where if you're committed to it and like you want to get it done and you want a chance to play at the next level, this is a place where you can do that. And like first surrounded with a coaching staff that's been proven like how you just said. The program's been successful. Like we've had guys move on to the next level, and it's one of those where if you're serious about it, you'll make that sacrifice to come out here and do it.
What is one thing you would tell someone they have to do if they go to Hawaii?
I feel like one of the best things to do is probably go to the North Shore. That's kind of something where a lot of like my friends from like out here, or even all my friends from like the East Coast, when they go, I'm like, hey, like we're gonna go to like the North Shore. It's just kind of a different experience. Hawaii's kind of busy. It could be, a lot of like the tourist stuff, but it's like you kind of go somewhere where it's a little bit outside of the city. It's a different aspect of it. And I know over the summer, actually, Cooper, our left fielder, came out to Hawaii. I was like, dude, like if he's never been to Hawaii. So he was a great example of I was like, all right, you come out, you live with me for like 10 days. And we'll just do whatever you want. And one of those days, like we went out, there's this giant rock in Waimea. It's about maybe 25, 30 feet in the air. And like, he like looked at me and he thought I was crazy. And I was like, no, like that's something that you're going to jump off of it.
No way.
And then
He's terrified.
And he jumped out, he jumped off of it. He's like, oh my God. And that was insane. But it's like,
You're terrified.
Yeah. Heights. I mean, I'm terrified of heights as it is. Like I get nervous, but it's like, I can't, it's taking that jump. And, like once you're in the air, you're in the air. Like you can't stop yourself until you get the water, kind of a thing. But I think that.
But he did not get injured.
No.
He's still hurt.
Yeah. Thankfully, he's all good.
If you can talk to yourself at the end of the season now and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Maybe just it's not as serious as you think it is. I know after like last year there were periods of time where like I'm looking at like my numbers throughout the year. Like I'm banging this, or like I'm striking out this, or like I'm not hitting it here or whatnot. And obviously whatever happens. But like now I'm looking back at it like, it's really not that serious. Like, now it's just numbers on a piece of paper. It's like, what am I going to do to move forward about it? And it's like, I can't dwell on it because I can't go back and I can't fix anything. Like whatever happened was the past. And it's, what am I going to take away from it and build on it, moving forward.
You have control over having fun. Talk about not being serious. That's one thing you do have control over, is going out here, having a great time with all your friends.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, changing the thought process of, not making it about yourself and being so hard on yourself about your own personal struggles, but just going out and understanding, you're playing a kid's game. You're out here with the guys, and, you're just trying to go out here and win some ball games. And, when you're having fun, things are kind of going good, and everyone likes to have fun. Like no one likes to stip, but that's, super serious about stuff all the time. And like, it's just like an anti-fun guy.
And if you can give one piece of advice to a kid back at home who's thinking about playing baseball, following in your footsteps, what would it be?
I think just especially from a Hawaii standpoint, you got to be willing to make a sacrifice. I know a lot of guys, growing up, either in my class or, older than me, would go to, schools like Washington or Oregon or, California, and they would go there for 1 year. They kind of just, they get homesick. They'd want to come back. And then it's just, you end basically up at where you could have just gone to the first year without, doing all that. But it's like, you have to be willing to, ride it out. I mean, there's some days here I'm just like, I'm walking to class and it's 8 degrees. And I got like my beanie on, I got 2 jackets on, some sweatpants, and I'm freezing. But then it's like, you think about it and it's like, all the other factors of, you're able to play baseball, you're able to play at a high level, with a program such as this, all of it's worth it. But you got to be able to make that sacrifice just moving forward.